Hello, everyone. My name is Peace again, and I am going to be doing a nighttime routine. Yeah, skincare routine. So, what I usually do to prepare for, going to bed, and how I usually prepare my skin to go to bed. Now, this differs depending on how my skin is. Like, I guess during my skin can be different depending on, I guess, just my skin being my skin, hormones or the weather or, something I may have used on my face prior that might make it either more sensitive or maybe I haven't used anything on my face and it made it it made it less sensitive. So I can be a little bit more harsher. So right now, recently I did use a peel, which I can talk more about in another video, on my skin that did make it more sensitive. So right now I'm focusing on still dealing with hyperpigmentation, still cleansing my skin and everything, but at the same time focusing on maintaining a good skin barrier, um, and helping to build back that barrier for the safety, for the health of my skin. Which yeah. So right now, I have the cleanser that I use, but I bought it from a local skin care routine that's close to me. And it's called Zare or Zar. So it's a milk cleanser, if you can read that. And that's how you know that it would definitely be pretty nourishing. Milk nourishes. So even though it's a cleanser, it will be nourishing. It's not going to be drying to my skin. And yeah, so I'm gonna do that. And I just use like a little bit. I try not to overuse it because, first of all, who wants to be buying products every month like that? So I'm trying to save on products, and it's really not necessary. So you're gonna see that it lathers up. Um, kind of. I'm sorry. I use a little bit more. I'm trying to use less, but I am prone to using a lot more products than I should, which I'm trying to stop doing. So I just use this around my face. Very kind. I used to be very harsh on my face, and I am working on not doing that anymore. And I would advise you to also do your neck. I'm not gonna do my neck right now because I'm gonna get um, I'm gonna make a mess. But see, I just used another one, but they're smaller than the initial pump that I use. But yeah, so especially if you use sunscreen on your neck, you definitely want to make sure you get that off. Otherwise, you'll start to see that you have acne on your neck that you never had before. So yeah. But yeah, I'm just being very gentle. I'm still using like my palms to go around my face, making sure that I wash off the sunscreen and all the other pollutants that may have gone on my face throughout the day. And also the moisturizer, just clearing my skin out, but still being very kind to my skin, especially for what I put it through over the past. I think I got the peel done 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I think I got it done 2 weeks ago, but still, I don't want to pretend like my skin is where it's not. So I'm washing that off right now, off my face. Okay, so I'm washing that off my face, or I have washed it off my face. And I almost do want to do my neck, even though it's going to get a little messy. Because, yeah, I definitely have broken out on my neck before. And I don't want that to happen again. So, definitely washing off the sunscreen from earlier today. Or, some people just take night showers or showers twice in a day. Okay, so not that messy. So I'm gonna leave my neck bare for tonight. But yeah, so now I'm gonna prep my skin for everything else. So right now, I'm gonna slowly transition from this skincare routine right now. This is just working on building back my barrier, and also the instructions I was given by my esthetician for my skin while I'm preparing, for my skin, while I'm rebuilding back and also still targeting that hyperpigmentation, rebuilding back my skin barrier, but also targeting hyperpigmentation. So this is a little impromptu in the sense that this is not what's in here, even though I do like this rose water, and I don't usually use it as a toner. So this is not what's in here though, but I do recommend this. It's really good for your skin. I usually wear it after I put on all my makeup. I mean, not makeup. After I put on all my skincare, and if I am wearing makeup as well, I just put it on over it, maybe to like rejuvenate my face. Maybe I wore my face, like maybe I've gone throughout the day and my face needs a little bit of a hydration without washing my face all over again. But anyways, this is not what's in here, even though I do have this actual product. I just use this as a makeshift spray because I'm using the toner that my esthetician gave me. And so what's in this? So what was in the other one was like glutathione and liliac stem cell. That was what was in the cleanser. But in this toner, it's glutathione, liliac stem cell, and collagen, botanical collagen. I'm gonna look up these ingredients and see how they're good, but I do stand by them because they have been very hydrating for my face. They have been they don't burn. I've used toners that have burned my face, and they were very stringent toners, which made me not want to use toners at all. But this is the first toner. I'm sure there are good hydrating toners that are not, that price. This is why I'm also gonna find some good products that are, affordable as well. And with yeah, but I do enjoy those products. But anyways, yeah, so those products, or the ingredients are in those products, are not too drying or too rough on my skin. So I'm gonna use it now because I like to use it when my skin is wet. So I'm just gonna wash my face just a little bit because I was talking the whole time. But I like using it when my skin is wet. That is honestly the best way to apply products. Well, products like toners and serums. So yeah, I just spray that around my face. I'm working on not using too much product, but I love the way this smells. I love the way it tastes. I know I'm not supposed to taste it, but sometimes it slips in my mouth. So, but yeah, I really like it. Sorry, got in my eye a little bit, but yeah, I really like the product. And I like that it feels good against my skin. But yeah, usually when I put on toners, serums, my face is wet. To me, that brings the best application process, and it also helps with absorption in the skin. Yeah. So I usually like to wait for my face to dry a little bit before using the next thing. So the next thing I'm gonna use is a moisturizer, if I can find it. I think it's in my room. Okay, got it. So yeah, the next thing I'm gonna use, I'm gonna slowly move on from this certain, what do you call it, routine that I have, because it's very gentle on my skin, and I do want to be a little bit slightly more aggressive, slightly, just target hyperpigmentation. I can show you where, if you can't already tell, I do have slight hyperpigmentation on the side of my nose here. You can see some here. I do have one on my neck, unfortunately, from, not washing off the sunscreen. I should have did that. But yeah, it's just light. It's not too bad. And it's also to help maintain my face, or yeah, my face being clear, because this has been a journey. It has been a journey. And yeah, so I'll talk about that later. But right now my face is doing pretty well. I like to think that your skin is always trying to do well, but you gotta give it a chance. You gotta be patient with it. And I wish I grabbed something else to fan my face with, because already past the minute. Okay, so I'm just gonna use my hand as a fan. But so yeah, I'm just for what I have next, it doesn't really have to, my face doesn't have to be that dry, but I do want my skin to somehow absorb the toner. And yeah, so a lot of people, I used to not even recommend toners to people because I didn't really think it's that necessary. I still don't think it's that necessary. It really depends on your skin type, how your skin is, and the toner that you're using. Is it the right toner for your skin? So I was dealing with a lot of hyperpigmentation, so I was getting a specific toner that dealt with hyperpigmentation. But when I tell you, I put that toner on, my whole skin started burning. Like, it really started burning, and it was even helping because well, I probably was using other products that was also disrupting my skin's barrier. So using that toner only made it worse. So then my skin is inflamed, my skin is sensitized, my skin is bothered, and it can't even target the hyperpigmentation because it's not even in its best state or in a healthy state. So it was definitely not doing what it was supposed to be doing. And but yeah, so I'm glad that I had that burning feeling, because it made me stop and recalibrate and what I should do to actually target that hyperpigmentation without being too rough on my skin. Because if your skin is burning, it's not a good thing. Okay. They may have taught us in the past that if it burns, that means it's working. No, it's not working. You need to stop. However, if you're doing things like an AHA Max, which I will do that on this video, but my skin is not, I don't want to put that on my skin right now. I want to be really gentle with my skin. You will feel a little bit of pain with chemical peels or chemical masks like AHAs, possibly PHAs. PHAs are a lot, I guess, weaker, not as strong, not as stringent as AHAs, which I will get into later. And I'm almost at 15 minutes. I wasn't trying to stay this long, but I think my skin is somehow dry. It's a little bit, but that's fine. I can work with that. So now moving forward, I want to touch on what I'm going to do next. So now I have this, and it's called, so heavy. Okay, an FF2 cream. I don't know if you can see that. It's also by my esthetician. So this has a lot of ingredients in it, which is a lot of strong ingredients. So it has tretinoin, which is a retinoid, which is stronger than retinols that you can see, and I can talk about retinols in another video. It also has hydroquinone, so this had to have been prescribed to me or given to me by a nurse practitioner or a prescriber. It has ascorbic acid. I'm assuming it's a vitamin C derivative. kojic acid, which I'm sure you guys have heard of the kojic acid soaps that are very strong and stringent on the face. And then also it has hydrocortisone. So it has hydrocortisone, and hydrocortisone is a steroid. And from my understanding, I'm assuming that's to help to relieve the face. And but you know what? I'm gonna actually try to look it up myself instead of just playing guessing games. And I will probably talk more about it in another video because I'm already at 15 minutes. So I'm going to, because of the ingredients and especially with the tretinoin and then the hydroquinone and the kojic acid, they are very strong ingredients, so you don't want to use too much of it. So it's very small, and I'm just getting this much out so you can see. I'm gonna put it on my finger, and I'm just putting that all over my face. So yeah, this is definitely has helped to, you know, teach me to use smaller products, not to use too much, because I was very scared to use this because I haven't used hydroquinone. I have actually a very scary story of hydroquinone, which I will tell. So when I heard that this had hydroquinone, I was very scared. But it actually really helped my hyperpigmentation. It's just that it was used in a safe manner. It was used, it was used given the instruction of the nurse practitioner, and also, you know, I used small amounts, and most importantly, like the number one most important one on the list, I used it with sunscreen. You hear that? Sunscreen. You need sunscreen, man. Trust me, I used to not think that I needed sunscreen because I was black, because I'm black. Listen, I was black because I'm black. But no, yeah, we need sunscreen, especially when you use products like retinoids. Especially retinoids, okay? You cannot get away with retinoids. But especially retinols, hydroquinone, hydroquinone, retinoids, retinols. Retinols and AHA, I almost feel like they go hand in hand. But in that order, you cannot be walking around with that on your face or having used that the night before, cleansing it on your face without some sunscreen. Please don't do that. I can attest to you, it is not a good thing to do. There was a time that I was using it. I can get more in depth into it in another video, but like there was a time that I was using hydroquinone without really being aware that I was using it. And I was aware, but I wasn't aware anyways. So it came with a sunscreen. So luckily whenever I used it, because I never used sunscreen before that. Never did. But I never had any skin problems either. I guess I just got darker. So when I used that, I still didn't use sunscreen, not knowing that it also came in a sunscreen, right? So the one day I didn't wear it, and I also didn't wear the sunscreen. I had bought a 30 SPF sunscreen, which gives some minimal protection, not as, you know, some you can go more, but I think 30 is okay for darker skin tones, but I still use 50. I actually use 70 actually now. But anyways, so I went one day without using it, and I got hyperpigmentation that lasted a very long time. And honestly, I'm grateful for it now because, you know, God uses all things. But I'm grateful for it now because it made me more aware of my skin and how to take care of my skin and things like that. But during the time, I was like, what is going on? I used to wake up and just go about my day, and now I had to wake up and either put makeup on and be more aware of what I'm using. I just didn't like that I had to be so conscious of my skin. I just wanted to wake up and be free. And it also made me, you know, be more grateful to wake up and walk out the house without makeup, because there was a time that I was so reliant on makeup to make me look better, or what I thought was like, you know, looking decent, because I was dealing with hyperpigmentation that wasn't like a little hyperpigmentation here, if you can see that, or here. It wasn't like that. It was something serious. But yeah, I will get into pictures. Once I figure out how to edit, I'm gonna post some pictures. It's gonna be a testimonial because it really is a testimony. It really is. But yeah, so I just added the FF2 cream, which has all those harsh ingredients I was just talking about. And I just, mind you, I added a dab. I kind of did a little too much. I'm trying not to. I'm still working with trying to not use too much product, especially with products with harsh ingredients, because I'm thinking it's gonna do what it needs to do even more at a faster rate, but it actually, because it's too much all at once, it actually does the reverse. So instead of, I might use this and maybe I really want my dark spot to go like the one here or the one here. So I put a whole bunch in that one spot thinking that it's gonna be a little faster. No, if anything, my skin has gone darker in those areas. And I'm just like, what am I using this for? But I was using it incorrectly. Okay, so now I apply that. Usually I would wait a little bit longer, but I'm already at the 20-minute mark. So yeah, this is also for my esthetician. And don't worry guys, I do have dupe products for myself that I use when I run out of these products that are cheaper, and it's still is good for your berry as well. But in case you guys are interested, it's called Zaire, and I can talk more about her products in another video. But yeah, so now I'm using the moisturizer. And when I first used this moisturizer, my very first time using this product, right? Even the cleanser, I knew it was working because my hyperpigmentation, it was throbbing. I was like, wait a minute. I haven't felt any sensation in the hyperpigmentation. Like, I was really dealing with hyperpigmentation, y'all. And it was throbbing. And I was just like, and I knew that the throbbing was a good thing because I hadn't felt anything. It was almost like the skin was just there. And the fact that it was throbbing let me know that something was being activated. Some kind of ingredients was activating what it needed to activate in that spot so that, the products could actually be targeted. Because before I met this esthetician, I was just dumping retinols on it and nothing was happening. Absolutely, absolutely nothing was happening. So I was just like, I felt like, I don't know, I felt stuck. So, but yeah, so this is how much I use. Not that much, right? And I'm just gonna plop it. Normally I would have waited longer for like I mentioned, the other thing to absorb into the skin, but this is already a long video. So yeah, I'm just gonna put that around my face. I'm definitely gonna get a better angle. I should have brought my tripod so that it would have been like face to face, but it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna work with it. We're gonna work with what we got. And I think I was supposed to do it the other way, but it's okay. So yeah, just putting that over my face, and it feels so good because because I like to wait for the products to absorb in. Sometimes I will wait for like the second part of my product, or I guess the third, like if you include the cleanser. I'll wait for this to absorb in. And while I'm waiting, I fall asleep, and then I don't wake up until the night before, the next day, to the next morning. And it kind of defeats the purpose because even though it's good that I still had the thing that targets the hyperpigmentation, it's really not good that I left my skin bare. Even though it wasn't that bare, it still didn't have like something that fulfills that part of like, kind of mimics the natural ceramides that you already have in your skin, especially after drying it out. Even though I didn't dry it out too bad because it was a milk cleanser, it's still good to have that. Anyways, we're getting 30 minutes. We're getting to 30 minutes. I'm not trying to get this this far. Okay. So normally I would wait for this to absorb in, but I don't have time for that. So we're gonna move forward to this, and it's called Midnight Glow, yes. And okay. So Okay, I can get into what it entails later. Ooh, it's almost empty, but I still got a little bit out. Okay. So, anyways, so this is me learning how to use small products or minimal usage, you know, not overusing products. So, anyways, yes. So, yeah. So this is supposed to help target what it's supposed to help target hyperpigmentation, and I would even use this. This will help target hyperpigmentation even outside of this. But yeah, I just use it over top. You know, this is what my esthetician tells me to do. So yeah, but it works. It works. I can say some of the ingredients that's in there. It's glycerin, vitamin E, also called, tocopherol. I can't pronounce it. ACE. Yeah, but vitamin E, shea butter, aloe vera, these things that, and it also has retinol palmitate. I think I do believe. Oh, I also have squalene. Squalene is really good for your skin and also good for hyperpigmentation. It's something that it usually works as a double whammy. Like it nourishes your skin barrier, but at the same time it gives you It also targets hyperpigmentation and kind of evens your skin tone and also helps give you that glow. So that's some of the ingredients that's in this. But that retinol pomade, if I'm not mistaken, it sounds like it's in the retinol family. So it does do some targeting. It can be stringent. I think it's a good balance of the nourishing ingredients and the ingredients that actually are more harsher and tend to target hyperpigmentation. Whew, that was a mouthful. I'm gonna stop talking. But yeah, so these are the products I use. I love these products, but I'm not trying to spend a lot of money all the time. So I do have my own products that I use. Like a good dupe for that would be like shea butter itself. But you have to be very mindful. I'm not just telling everyone to use shea butter because your skin has to be able to take shea butter, which is why these products are good, because it's essentially good for all skin types. Shea butter, if your skin is already acne prone, I really wouldn't recommend shea butter. I wouldn't. Well, for most occasions. I guess because technically my skin used to be acne prone and it can still get some acne, but for the most part, no, it doesn't. But I still have an oily skin, even though it's not acne prone anymore. But I love shea butter. And some people the skin, it really depends on your skin and what your skin needs. So maybe there will be some people with acne prone skin, and shea butter does help because shea butter has some healing properties as well. So you never know. It depends on what the reason for your acne is. A lot of times a reason for acne might be a disrupted skin barrier, and your skin is trying to overcompensate by creating more sebum and more like oil, which is what comes out as acne. So yeah, guys, that was a lot of talking. But I'm so glad you guys have been with me for my nighttime skincare routine. And yeah, so voila. And I will show you guys my morning skincare routine. And that obviously has to do with a lot of sunscreen, and you guys get to see my favorite kind of sunscreen to use. And so thank you guys for your time. Thank you for watching, and have a great night. Bye.